Opo. Marami pong mga kababayan natin ang ito po talagang majority ay galit na galit po sa nangyayari na baha, sa mga dilubyo po nila na nararanasan. Sa tingin po ba ninyo ay may tiwala pa sila sa DPWH?
Sana po manumbalik ang kanilang pagtitiwala sa DPWH. Anyway, iba na po yung liderato at hindi ko naman po hinuhusgahan yung dating sekretaryo o dating kalihim na Secretary Bonoan. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang, dahil hindi ko naman siya kilala at kilala ko si Secretary Vince Dizon, malaki pong aking pag-asa na manunumbalik ang pagtitiwala ng ating mga mamamayan sa DPWH.
Opo. Ito naman pong akin po ay isang suggestion lang po ito. Kayo din po ang makakapagbigay liwanag sa amin bilang ito po ay out of the box po ito, aking mungkahi. Noong pong panahon ni Pangulong Arroyo, nagtatag po siya ng National Development Support Command. Ito po yung NADESCOM sa AFP. Ang NADESCOM po ang development arm ng AFP upang labanan ang insurgency sa mga kanayunan. Sila po ay nakikipag-partner sa mga private donors at local development units upang magsagawa ng iba't ibang development projects tulad ng mga school buildings, farm-to-market roads, health centers, rural electrification, bridge, pathwalk, water system, multipurpose buildings at rain collectors. Ngunit sila po ay binuwag noong 2012. Tinataya po na 1,800 development projects po ang natapos nila mula noong sila po ay maitatag. Ang akin pong mungkahi, dahil ngayon po ay marami po ang pinagre-resign ng ating mahal na Pangulo, bilang hindi naman po pwede na itigil ang mga flood control projects, hindi po ba pwede na ito munang NADESCOM ang magtuloy ng mga flood control projects na mga nasira o mga na-ghost? Sa palagay po ba ninyo, pwede natin silang pagkatiwalaan?
Totoo po yun at pwede natin imangkahi sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas na mag-issue uli ng executive order para mabuo uli yung sinasabi niyong NADESCOM. In fact, meron tayong engineering brigade, no? Capable naman po sila na magsagawa ng mga development projects, infrastructure projects, school buildings, even roads, ano? Kaya nila yan. So maganda po yung inyong mungkahi at sana makarating ito sa palasyo at magawa ng karampatang aksyon. Tama-tama, meron tayong ongoing na budget deliberation. Baka pwede nating kung magkakaroon ng basihan sa pamamagitan ng isang executive fiat, pwede tayong sigurong mag-realign ng budgets papunta sa DND or AFP nang sa ganon maponduhan yung inyong minumungkahi na pagbuo muli o pag-revive ng NADESCOM.
Yun lang po, mahal naming tagapangulo, sapagkat sa aking pong paniwala, matagal po ito sigurong adjustment natin dahil marami nga pong pinagre-resign, baka maantala po yung mga proyekto na flood control. Mainam po sana ipagkatiwalaan po natin sa AFP dahil sila po ang pinagkakatiwalaan ng ating taong bayan. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Alam nyo, yung mga out of the box, minsan mas kapapakinabang pa kaysa sa yung mga common o yung regular na mga proposals. Maraming salamat po sa ginoong distinguished gentleman from Nabesia.
Salamat po.
Speech 2 weeks ago, you showed a contractor there by the name of Darcy and Anna. And I took note of that name because you also mentioned that contractor, I think it was a sole proprietor, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Sole proprietorship.
Sole proprietorship. And that struck me because when we were looking at the top 15 contractors that were mentioned by the president, we were surprised to learn that 4 of them are also sole proprietor. This is QM Builders, The other one is Wawa Builders. I think you also mentioned Wawa Builders in your privilege speech. MG Samidian, and then Road Edge. Just to give the body information, QM Builders has a contract from 2022 to 2025 of 7.3 billion pesos.
Sole proprietorship.
Sole proprietorship. Ang Wawa Builders, 4.2 billion pesos. MG Samian is 5 billion. And Road Edge, about 4.5 billion pesos. Typically, sa pagkaalam ko, Mr. Chairman, ang sole proprietor typically are created by entrepreneurs managing their very small business. Typically, mga grocery or hardware or bakery. But first time ko nakakita na isang sole proprietor, 7.3 billion pesos ang kontrata in a span of 3 years. So that's about 2 to 3 billion every year. May I know from the good gentleman if he has also saw this unusual, it's not illegal, just to put it on record, but it's unusual. No? And may I pick the brains of the good gentleman on why this unusual practice is present in this type of government projects?
Hindi na rin po nakapagtaka kasi sa loob mismo ng PICAB, yung Contractor Accreditation Board, may dalawang contractor na simultaneously or overlapping while serving as director of PICAB, they still own their respective construction firms. Yung isa yung AS Escalante, AN Escalante, or anyway, Escalante Construction Corporation. Yung isa EGB, Ernie G. Baggao. And then when I called out, called the attention of the board, di ba nag-deny kagad sila ng possible shenanigans inside the board. So I dug deeper and I found out that two of their directors, ganun nga, one was appointed in September of 2023 and at the same time, meron silang pinirmahang kontrata with DPWH. Ang katwiran po nung isa, particularly si Director Escalante, ang sinasabi ro doon sa RA 4566, the law that created PICAB, isang requirement, isang qualification, kailangan contractor ka. And I don't dispute that. Parang this is akin to the qualification to be a judge, dapat lawyer ka. Pero sinasabi naman sa kabilang batas, because yung RA 4566 was passed in 1965. Yung RA 6713 was passed in 1989. So libre siya sa 4566 pero hindi siya liligtas sa 6713, yung Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Because maliwanag doon, kapag ikaw contractor o maski anong linya ng iyong hanapbuhay, business, at kayo pumasok sa isang agency ng government, lalo na kung regulatory body ito, like the PICAB, within 30 days, kailangan mag-divest ka. Hindi naman